Hey everybody, it's Joe from Old Man Photography. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is number 5 in my series of self-help and sharing things I've learned along the way in photography. So today's topic is top 10 things. So let's get started. So let's start off at number 10. I like to call it know the schedule. So you want to plan something out for the next day and you're thinking about doing the sunrise. So we've already went over in some previous videos about apps and things we have on our phone that will tell us what time the sunrise is. So we want to look that up. We want to have an idea what time it is, and then we can plan accordingly. We don't really want to go out there sort of half-cocked and get there and we miss it. So it's really important to know the schedule, the time of things, and when it's all going to go down and happen. All right, let's go to number 9. Check the weather. There's no sense in going out to do the sunrise if it's going to be pouring down rain or snow or whatever. We talked about a weather app in a previous video. We'll be actually making a video on weather and how it relates to photography. But basically, you want to know what the weather's going to be like the next day. So then you can plan accordingly. So number 8 is pre-scout and know your directions. So, you know, if you go into the same area over and over again, that's one thing. But let's say you want to try a new place, a new scenery, a new idea you have. You kind of want to know your directions to get there, because some of this stuff, you may be traveling in the dark at 5:36 in the morning. It could be towards evening and you're there after a sunset and it's dark and now you got to get home. So it really is important to know where you're going and where you're coming from. So number 7 is proper clothing. It's kind of a real important thing, and I've learned along the way. Sometimes you can be out an hour, sometimes you could be out 2-3 hours. It just depends on how things are unfolding and what's happening. If you're not prepared, you don't have rain gear, you don't have warm clothing, gloves, hats, things like that, real quick, 10-15 minutes, you're cold and you want to go home, and that never really helps. So make sure you have some extra clothing with you. I usually keep a few extra things in the van or the truck. That way, if I run into a situation, I can go grab something and I'm still good to go. All right, number 6 is sort of an important one, but something I've learned along the way, taking people along. And it's tough because a lot of times I feel like I'm out there and sort of this is my job, I'm working, and not everybody has the same commitment or seriousness that you do about things. So, you know, if you think it's going to be something that's real important to you, I suggest you leave the friends and family at home. If it's something that you want to kind of go out and share with other people, then absolutely take somebody along. But just remember, it's about the sharing and it's not about the pictures anymore. Take an extra camera, let them have a little fun, you have a little fun, and don't take it so serious that day. And you got to know the difference, because sometimes it can make a very uncomfortable situation. So, all right, number 5 is make sure your phone is charged and take it along. For a couple of reasons. First of all, safety. Sometimes we're going here, we're going there, we're in the woods, we're down in the city late at night. God forbid something were to unfold. It's nice to have, something you can dial 911 and get some help right away. Also, if you got sickened or somebody around you got sickened and you needed some help, emergency 911, ambulance, whatever, right away, you can do that. The other thing is a lot of people, including myself from time to time, like to share the moment on social media. Hey, I'm coming to you live from Center City. I'm doing the eclipse right now, or I'm doing the full moon. So it's kind of a nice thing to have along. Make sure it's charged. A lot of people, including myself, have gotten there and 30 seconds in, boom, the phone's dead. So always charge the phone, keep it charged when you're going to go out. Number 4. Do not answer the phone. A lot of mistake I've made. You're filming a beautiful sunrise, a beautiful sunset. A lot of things happen in seconds, minutes. It's all changing. And somebody calls you and you look down and you pick up the phone. You have a 30-second, 2-3 minute conversation and you look up and it's all gone. All those colors are gone. everything is gone, and it just ruined the moment. So unless it's an emergency or your significant other where you better answer the damn phone, you're better off not answering the phone. Keep it for an emergency situation and leave it at that. Number 3 is be prepared to improvise. One of the biggest things is I have a plan, I implement it, I get there, I get set up, I'm ready to go, and something changes. Something's in the way, something's different than I thought it was going to be, and all of a sudden I've got to move, I've got to do something differently, I've got to change a lens. So definitely be prepared to improvise. Number 2, be on time. If the sunrise is at 7:15, you need to be there a half hour earlier. If the sunset is at 6:30, you need to be there at 6 o'clock, a half hour earlier. You got to set up your tripod. You got to make sure your gear's all ready to go. You got to be sitting there relaxed, prepared to take in the moment, and just sort of be ready. If you show up, as I have many a times, 3-4 minutes late, you're scrambling, you're stressed out. By the time everything's done, you're like, oh man, this was too much. So be on time. Make sure that you get there a little ahead of time. Get everything laid out, everything set up. Take a deep breath, enjoy yourself. Maybe talk to some other people that are out there and get ready. Number 1, the biggest thing of all is that I've learned is just to enjoy the moment. Photography is a big part of it, and sharing the pictures with your family and friends and social media and all that is nice. But you got to remember, one of the nicest things about this whole journey is seeing things or doing things we've never done before. I learned this probably biggest lesson of all. 2 years ago, I said to a friend of mine, I said, do you realize in the last year or two, I've seen more sunrises and sunsets than I have in the previous 60 years of life? So it's kind of a fun time. There's a lot to see and do, a lot to learn, things that I'm learning every day about this, as well as the photography. Don't make photography the moment. It's a tool to capture the moment, but make sure that you're in the moment. So hopefully these top 10 tips helped you. If you like it, hit the like button. Hopefully you'll subscribe and get some of my other videos as we put them out. And if you have any comments, any tips that you want to add to it, I would really appreciate you sharing them with me, as well as I will type this up and put this in a description, and you can print it out and you'll have a little list of top 10 things that you can put on your refrigerator that'll help keep you focused. All right, have a good day.